talking about it was the fact that on like slippery roads, because it rained, and he said the car was almost impossible to control in the rain. It's like, well, learn to drive in the rain if you don't know how to fucking drive a car in the rain.
Yeah, I got racing tires on.
I think my driver's assessment in general.
Good luck.
Yeah, have fun. Just remember, I'll give you a little piece of advice.
No, I have to study for it. Don't
study the book. Study the questions. Don't worry. Don't read the whole book. Because if you read the whole book, it's just gonna throw you off, and because it's a lot of information in those books, and a lot of it's not even needed.
In Florida, it's so easy to get your license.
Yeah, it's just because the learner's permit test is literally just common sense, and not things of like, you know.
No, I'm talking about the road test. They do it in a parking lot.
Oh god.
That's not necessarily true.
What?
They did mine on a public road.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's easier in a parking lot.
Oh yeah, way easier in a parking lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's easy to get your license in Florida. Where'd they go?
Probably.
It's over. Nah, everybody ran the other way.
You went right through where we were?
He came back this road. Catch him. Oh shit.
They're on a car.
That's not good.
And they have a fuel rod.
Well, they got that cap.
Speaking of which, I have an idea, boys. I have one idea. You guys want in on this idea?
Do it.
Alright, I say we get a Ravager. All of us. And then we jump them. What do y'all think?
I don't know if they spawn more than one on the map.
Well, dude, the fact that I think on one on the map, yeah, so that's impossible.
Yeah.
Well,
that means that everybody, which means for all, yeah, because then for all of us, we have to wait like it's like every 2 minutes for the Ravager, so it's like what, 9 minutes?
Well, we have a lot of players, so a lot more than that.
Well, no, I'm talking about just in our party.
Like
just the 5 of us.
Right of the flag. Right of the flag.
They see.
We got something in our base. Oh, I guess. Oh, what?
What's up? A little rusty from my driving, so.
Does anybody remember that one night we did ranked squad battle?
It was fun.
It was fun while we were winning. God almighty. But yeah, so.
Oh god, after you.
And then when it comes to the questions on the test, like the learner permit test, it's literally just common sense. Common sense questions. I guess the main thing you have to, like I said, study the back of the book. Just do the quiz part.
All right. Thanks for the tips, man. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. No problem.
God, rat bastard with the fuel rod cannon.
And I'll tell you this too. If you fail, just go back. I failed my first time on my permit test. I failed the first time.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I actually never knew anybody that failed the permit test before.
Huh?
I've never known anybody that failed on their first try.
Yeah, I failed.
No, I didn't know that. I actually, most people I know would pass.
Which is funny because I failed the first time on my permit test, passed on my second try, but got my license on the first try.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of misspoke. The only other person I know in real life, other than you, who failed the permit test, was my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only other person I know that failed the permit test.
Flag returned.
Everyone else I know passed on the first try. I mean, I barely. Well, I would say barely. passed by like 3 questions. It's like 10 questions. I think it was. Your 10 questions.
10.
I think it was 10 or 20. It wasn't a lot.
Mine was 22.
Mine was like less than 20. It wasn't that exclusive. I think it was 10 because the number I got for a score was like a numerical of 10, like divisible by the amount of questions. So I'm assuming it was 10 questions. It's been a long time since.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it was like 10 questions. A lot of it was like signs, and there was like 3 questions on DUIs. That was it.
Yeah, mine was my permit test the first time, because obviously they tell you because obviously they tell you it's 20 some odd questions that could be from any part of the book.
Nah, we're getting chased.
And I remember when I did the test, the first time I did it, I had a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Like what's the BAC, what's this, what's that, and I forget which one I failed. I forget what question. I failed by one question. Oh, it was how do you establish the right of way at a 4-way stop sign? And I said driver's right.
No, it's car to the left.
It's driver's left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the proper term is driver's left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was assuming it was the vehicle to the left of me. But,
yeah. Well, they laid out a photo, and it was just like there was 4 cars at the 4-way stop sign. It says, assume all these cars got here at the same time. Who goes? What is the proper way to determine the right of way at the 4-way stop sign? And it was driver's left.
This is a tricky question that I think Sharpshooter needs to get right. What do you do in a roundabout if there's a car already in the circle, like going around? Who has the right of way? The vehicle waiting to go in, or the vehicle in the roundabout? Who has the right of
in the
way?
roundabout?
Very good. They have the right of way, so you can't jump in front of them. That's illegal. Technically.
Yes.
But that happens a lot in Florida. I've had people do that all the time. Pisses me off. Sometimes I play a game of chicken. If I'm driving my grandfather's car, which is a piece of shit 2005 vehicle that is gonna die any day, I accelerate and see if they're gonna try and push the envelope, just to play a game of chicken with them.
They put a roundabout around my area. I want to say about 6 months ago, down by the movie theater, and there's been about 19 recorded accidents already because people don't know how to go about a roundabout.
Very simple. When you have more than 3 seconds of clearance, you go. So if you're counting to 3 and the car's so far away, you're gonna go.
Wait, try. Give me another tricky question. Give me another question.
Well, I think that's a very important question because there's so many roundabouts in the state, especially where you live and I live.
Right.
There's so many.
Okay,
So
another
really
question
should
for
know
you. Another question. Which way are you legally allowed to turn on a red light?
It depends on the state. In some states, they allow you to turn right on a red light, but sometimes you're not allowed to turn at all, such as in the state of New York. Right?
That's not true. You can make right turns in red in New York. It's just very far and few between. There's very far and few between, but you can do it there too. So you're gonna
honestly, yeah, and honestly, don't answer that. Don't answer the question that way because the question entail only goes by what happens in your state. Like the learner's permit. The learner's permit test acts like you will never leave your state.
All right. So if it's from my state, then
yes,
you take a right. You do a right turn then. If it's my state.
Even when you make the right turn.
Yeah.
When you're in the front.
Yeah, obviously, but like when you proceed.
When it is your turn to proceed. Like when
how do you know it's your turn to proceed on a right arm red?
When you are the first one there.
You know what? This is fair.
Okay. What is the proper term I'm looking for here? Because I would say the first one there is correct.
Hey, I don't
You could be the first one there, but there could be a billion cars going down the road. Are you gonna
I
go?
don't want to be affected.
If there's a billion cars on the road.
Yeah, coming at you, in the intersection.
No, I want to be against it.
not if there's any coming at me. if
So the proper term is you go when you have clearance. Usually clearance is about waiting at the red light for about, I don't know, a second or two, so that way you justify stopping like a stop sign, and then you can proceed. It's like going through a stop sign, essentially.
Pretty
You
much,
gotta
yeah.
wait for clearance. You gotta wait for clearance, but at least wait.
They
a
got
good
our
amount of
flag
time.
somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where they went with that.
Okay.
I'll look in.
Here's a tough one for you. Here's a tough one. So if you get this one wrong, it's okay.
Power weapons
You get to a 4-way stoplight.
Guys, where's our flag?
a
I don't
four-way.
know.
A 4-way stoplight. Like
I have no idea what flavor. I've been looking for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm in their base now, so I'm just gonna pull their flag.
All right.
and the stoplight is broken. How do you proceed?
If the stoplight is broken, then there's usually an officer there using a whistle, correct?
Okay, well pretend officer's not there.
And then it will.
They got it on
And I wait for clearance at that. No. Forward.
Nope. You proceed like a stop sign.
enemy flag
Right. Wait for clearance.
returned.
Well, it also depends. It also depends on what kind of cars are there, how many cars were there. At that point, then if you proceed like a stop sign, but more often than not, there is going to be a cop there to direct traffic. All right.
Yeah.
One more question. This is a trick question. What has superiority at a traffic light?
Enemy flag
A cop
returned.
or the light?
Enemy captured your flag. 1 minute remaining.
Like if the
Wait, it
light's
depends
green,
if the light.
like if the light's green but the cop's holding you, what do you listen to?
At that point, don't you listen to the officer because?
Yes.
Yeah, you listen to the officer then.
A person directing traffic always supersedes a light. Unless of course they're illegally directing traffic, then the light proceeds.
Right. But if they're within bounds of the law, then that's
Yeah,
their
like
job.
Seconds
construction workers, crossing guards, and police are the only ones that can legally stop traffic and direct traffic. Crossing guards, police, and construction workers.
10 seconds. Power weapons incoming.
Yeah. So with what I've answered so far, how do you think I'd do?
Well, I don't think you got any wrong, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay, one more for you. And this, okay, one more. In the event that you... Okay, so here's my question for you. You hit somebody and they're not in the crosswalk. Are you at fault?
No, I'm not at fault if they're not in the crosswalk. I'm not at fault.
You're always at fault.
Yeah, you're always at fault.
Pedestrians always have the right of way, even when they're breaking the law.
Damn it, my mother lied to me.
Now bear in mind, if there's a crosswalk within if there's a crosswalk, like if they cross like 5 feet from the crosswalk and they just run out in front of you reckless abandon, if you can prove that, then you're not at fault.
Oh. Right.
But if they're walking and you just don't see them, you're at fault.
All right.
Which is why, you know, my mother-in-law's been telling me always get a dash cam. Always have a dash cam. Dash cams are literally get out of jail free cards. Because that
Yeah.
how far must you be behind somebody on the road? Legally.
Behind someone?
Yes.
5 feet?
No, not even close.
Yeah.
You must be in order to avoid getting any like rear endings or whatever, you must be 4 seconds behind somebody. So if they get to a certain point, count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, and then proceed. That's just in case something happens, you have ample time to react. If they blow out a tire or if there's an accident, you have time to react and not cause any issues.
Right.
If an ambulance is behind you with their sirens on it and you don't pull over, is that against the law?
Yes.
Yes, good one. Many people get that one mixed because they don't think it's against the law. It actually is against the law.
because an ambulance with their sirens on means that there's an emergency going on. They have to get to the hospital as soon as possible.
Yep.
And sirens are, and that's also this is the same thing for fire trucks and police sirens.
Yes.
There's a lot of laws that vary state by state. Like in Minnesota, which is literally 25 miles from me, it's illegal to drive in a left lane unless you're on the interstate, unless you're passing people. In my state of South Dakota, I can drive the whole way down the interstate on the left lane if I want.
Now, I never understood why. I never understood, and if you ever get a cop in a bad mood, that's normally what happens. When you're in the left lane passing people and they still fucking ding you for speeding. It's
That's
like,
just
to
wrong.
me, if you're in the left lane, you're passing people, but you're not bobbing and weaving out of traffic, then you're technically not breaking the law.
Yeah, you're still abiding.
Which is why a lot of state senators or whatever are trying to implement the left-right speed limit law, where the left lane has its own speed limit and the right lane has its own speed limit, and the left lane's like 10 miles an hour faster because that it keeps the flow of traffic going smoothly.
Right. You see I-95 when it's clogged up, it's a nightmare.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Gents, I'm gonna head off and see you guys tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow, buddy. Hope you feel better.
Tomorrow, man.
I'll be
Please
fine.
get better, bro.
I need a good night's sleep. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, talk tomorrow, buddy.
All right, you got any more questions for me? Because I want to learn as much as I can.
Yes. Must you have your lights on if your wipers are on?
Lights on when the wipers are on?
If it's raining, yeah.
Oh, yeah, then yeah, and yeah, you always have to have your lights on when it's raining.
Wipers on, lights on. Yep.
That's a law in Philly.
Pennsylvania, it's a law.
Oh yeah, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's not here.
Yeah, it is against the law. Now, bear in mind, the cops really
You
don't
guys
want
also have
to
mandatory
really.
inspections though, which is fucking
Yeah,
retarded.
it's what is known as a secondary law. Basically, they can't pull you over for that unless you commit like you run through the stop sign or if you're speeding.
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind, there are technically, even though everything that you could do is technically against the law on the road, there are two different categories of fines that you can get. There's primary and there's secondary. Primary is your basic ones: DUI, DWI, speeding, stop sign,
Yeah.
and shit like that. And then in some states there are some called secondary laws, which is they can fine you for it if they find out you did it, but they can't pull you over for it, which is I mean, it used to be like not having your seatbelt on or having your phone in your hand, but now those are now primaries.
Right, because
it's stuff like if you're speeding and they pull you over, oh, we see your tags are expired. If you live in a state like I do where you have to have inspections, which is the stupidest fucking thing on God's green earth.
Yeah.
No, it is. I have to take my cars every single year to a certified garage and pay them $100 to tell me my car is okay to be on the road, or pay them $100 plus whatever it takes to get the car to be legal. It's the biggest fucking gouging scam out there. Because literally garages have you by the balls at that point. Garages have you by the ball because of the fact that if you, like, for example, I take my car to a garage and, oh, well, you need this, and this. It's gonna cost you $700. If you say no and I pull that car out, I can then get pulled over because your car is out of inspection. There could be nothing wrong with my car. My car failed inspection for a $15 part.
That's absurd.
$15. It failed.
It's just a
It was
racket
an-
by your state government to help
yeah,
the
it's
car industry make money and shit.
it's literally.
The weird gimmick where it never shuts off its check engine light, even when there's nothing wrong.
Well then she better take it. She better take it. She better. It could be 100 things though. A check engine light could be for anything. Loose gas cap.
No, I mean, like, there is
O2 sensor. She should. I would take it to Advanced Auto or AutoZone and have them diagnose it.
we don't really have the money for that though.
It's free.
Really? Why didn't you say so?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah, my mom literally had. I think she told me that she had it checked by like I think the dealership where she got it from, and they said there's literally nothing wrong with the car, like nothing at all.
It could be something. It could be something completely, utterly stupid. But as long as it throws the check engine light legally, it cannot pass inspection. So if I was your mom, I would just take it to wherever you get it from. I would just take it to Advanced Auto or take it to AutoZone. Just say, hey, I have a check engine light. They diagnose it for free.
All right.
Now, bear in mind, I would call beforehand because last time I took my car to Advanced Auto to get it diagnosed, it was free. That was also like 6 years ago. So that could have changed in between now and then. So just play it safe and take it to just play it safe and take it to and I would just call ahead and just make sure just to play it safe.